Welcome to your deep dive. This is Movies Log, the show that takes you deeper into the movies you love. And for our very first episode, we're strapping in for a wild ride with Alien, Romulus.
Precisely. We're diving headfirst into a thrilling new chapter of this iconic sci-fi horror franchise. We've got reviews, interviews, behind-the-scenes trivia, you name it. Consider this your crash course in everything alien, Romulus.
So if you're ready for xenomorphs, androids, and enough twists and turns to make your head spin, buckle up.
What's fascinating about Alien, Romulus is how it masterfully blends familiar elements from the franchise with fresh, terrifying new takes. It's a love letter to longtime fans while also standing strong as a unique entry.
The movie doesn't waste any time throwing us into the deep end. It opens with a chilling scene. A Weyland-Yutani probe investigating the wreckage of a familiar ship, the Nostromo. Talk about starting with a bang. What did you think about that opening scene? Did it grab you?
It's a brilliant move by the filmmakers. It immediately hooks those familiar with the franchise, evoking a sense of dread and anticipation right from the start. And for newcomers, it piques their curiosity, hinting at a rich history waiting to be explored. Within the wreckage, they find a xenomorph cocoon, and Weyland-Yutani, always with their questionable morals, decides to bring it back to a secret research station.
Never a good idea to poke around in the affairs of terrifying alien creatures. And speaking of questionable decisions, we're introduced to Rain, our main character, on a bleak mining colony on LV-410. She's trapped, her work contract extended, and desperate to escape to the off-world colony, Ivaga. Her situation feels incredibly relatable. Haven't we all felt stuck at some point and yearned for a fresh start?
Absolutely. This desire for freedom and a better life is a recurring theme in the Alien franchise. We see ordinary people pushed to their limits, forced to confront extraordinary circumstances. Rain's no different. She's resourceful and determined to escape with her crew.
Especially when their escape plan involves raiding a derelict spaceship for cryochambers. They're basically tickets to a new life, right? But it wouldn't be an Alien movie without a wrench in the works. In this case, the derelict spaceship turns out to be the Renaissance, a Weyland-Yutani research station. And wouldn't you know it, they've got company.
And not the friendly kind. Remember how we talked about Weyland-Yutani bringing back that xenomorph cocoon? Well, they were trying to weaponize it to create something called Prometheus Fire.
Wait a minute, Prometheus Fire. Didn't we get a glimpse of that in the Prometheus prequel? I'm getting a bad feeling about this. What exactly is Prometheus Fire, and what makes it so dangerous?
You're right to be wary. Prometheus Fire is a substance extracted from xenomorphs. Weyland-Yutani believes it holds the key to enhancing human evolution, making us stronger, more resilient. But as Rain and her crew are about to discover, it's a double-edged sword with terrifying side effects.
Okay, now you've got me hooked. Side effects like what?
Well, let's just say that Weyland-Yutani's experiments didn't exactly go to plan. This research station, it's crawling with facehuggers. You know, those delightful parasitic creatures that lay eggs in your chest.
Yeah, those guys. Definitely not on my list of creatures I'd like to meet.
And if that wasn't bad enough, a lone, fully grown xenomorph stalks the corridors. And this isn't just any xenomorph, it's the same one that terrorized Ripley and the crew of the Nostromo.
No way! They brought that thing back. Talk about tempting fate. Rain and her crew are trapped on a dying space station with a legendary xenomorph on the loose. What happens next?
Remember that desire for freedom and a better life we talked about? It's about to be put to the ultimate test. As if things weren't tense enough, the Renaissance is on a collision course with LV-410's planetary rings.
A ticking time bomb with a killer xenomorph thrown in for good measure. This is classic, alien, claustrophobic, intense, and absolutely unforgettable.
The tension is dialed up to 11 in this part of the film. Imagine yourself in their shoes for a moment, trapped on a crumbling station. A relentless xenomorph on your tail. Every creak and groan could be your doom.
And let's not forget those facehuggers lurking in the shadows, just waiting for the perfect moment to strike. Did anyone fall victim to those creepy crawlies?
Sadly, yes. Navarro, one of Rain's crewmates, has a horrifying encounter with a facehugger. It's a scene that pays homage to the franchise's roots, reminding us of the visceral terror these creatures inspire.
Each film seems to find a new way to make those facehuggers even more terrifying. But you mentioned earlier that the xenomorph isn't just mindlessly attacking, it's intelligent, strategic even. What makes you say that?
There's a particularly chilling scene where the xenomorph uses Kay, Tyler's sister, as bait to lure the crew into a trap. It demonstrates an unnerving level of cunning, preying on their sense of compassion and loyalty.
So it's not just about brute strength with this xenomorph, it's playing mind games. That's a whole other level of scary. And speaking of things that send shivers down your spine, we need to talk more about this mysterious ZO1 compound, or as it's ominously called, Prometheus fire. It seems to be a major plot point, wouldn't you agree?
Absolutely, and it directly ties back to the events of Prometheus, expanding on the mythology of the franchise. Remember how the engineers created that black goo, the precursor to the xenomorphs, as a bioweapon? Well, it turns out that Prometheus fire, derived from the xenomorphs themselves, is like a twisted reflection of that.
So we've got humans trying to control the very weapon that could destroy them. That's a recipe for disaster if I've ever heard one. But what exactly does Prometheus fire do? What makes it so special, so sought after by Weyland-Yutani?
In the simplest terms, they believe it holds the key to unlocking human potential, making us stronger, faster, immune to disease. Imagine a future where humanity could conquer illness, defy death even.
Sounds like the stuff of science fiction, except, well, here we are. But as we've seen with the xenomorphs, messing with forces we don't understand can have horrifying consequences. What are those side effects you mentioned earlier?
Remember how the xenomorphs are creatures of pure instinct, driven to survive and propagate? Well, those primal instincts seem to transfer to anyone injected with Prometheus fire.
You're kidding. So it's not just a super serum, it's a complete transformation. Who gets injected with it?
Brace yourself, because this is where alien Romulus takes a truly shocking turn. K, after being exposed to the xenomorph, is injected with Prometheus fire. The result is a terrifying new hybrid creature, a nightmarish blend of human and xenomorph DNA.
Wow. Talk about a game changer. A human-xenomorph hybrid, it's like something out of our nightmares.
Yeah.
What happens to Kay after she gives birth to this creature?
This is where the film doesn't shy away from the brutality of the situation. The hybrid creature, driven by those primal xenomorph instincts, turns on its mother. It's a sobering reminder that some lines shouldn't be crossed, that nature, even in its most terrifying forms, demands respect.
It seems like with every answer, a new, more terrifying question emerges. With the station falling apart and a xenomorph hybrid on the loose, how does anyone even begin to escape this nightmare?
That's the million-dollar question. Rain is now faced with an impossible choice. Does she try to save Andy, her android companion who's been incapacitated? Or cut her losses and escape with the Prometheus fire, hoping to use it for the greater good?
It's a true dilemma, a test of her loyalty and her morals. What would you do if you were in her shoes? We're on the edge of our seats here, wondering what becomes of Rain and the fate of the Prometheus fire. It's a race against time with the Renaissance literally breaking apart around them. What does she decide to do?
Well, it's a testament to Rain's character that even in the face of such overwhelming chaos, she doesn't abandon her compassion. She chooses to go back for Andy. But he, ever the selfless companion, urges her to escape with the compound. He recognizes the potential of Prometheus fire to help their colony, but more importantly understands that Rain has a better chance of survival without him.
A true friend till the very end, even if that friend is a highly advanced android. It speaks volumes about their bond. So Rain takes his advice and makes a daring escape with the Prometheus fire.
Not without one last harrowing encounter. Remember how we talked about the xenomorph's cunning earlier? Well, it turns out those gravity generators we mentioned earlier become a crucial part of Rain's escape plan. She uses them to her advantage, creating zero-gravity chaos to outmaneuver the relentless creature.
Talk about thinking outside the box. Using the environment and those gravity shifts against the xenomorph, that's some next-level strategy. Did it work? Was she able to make it to the Corbalon?
Barely. It's a heart-stopping sequence as she navigates through Zero-G, the xenomorph, in hot pursuit, with debris flying everywhere. She manages to get aboard the Corbalon. But sadly, Andy is left behind on the doomed station.
I can only imagine the emotional gut punch of that moment, to come so close, yet still be forced to leave a friend behind. It speaks to the brutal realities of survival in the alien universe. At least she's got the Prometheus fire, a potential lifeline for her colony. What does she plan to do with it?
And here's where Alien, Romulus, delivers another unexpected twist. Throughout this ordeal, Rain has witnessed the devastating consequences of unchecked ambition, of trying to control power beyond our understanding. She's seen what Prometheus fire can do, both the good and the terrifyingly bad.
So is she going to bring it back to the colony? Or will she destroy it, recognizing its potential for destruction?
She chooses a third option, a decision that speaks volumes about the lessons she's learned. As she escapes the exploding Renaissance, she sets course for Yavaga. But with a crucial alteration, she destroys the station's navigation system, ensuring no one can follow her.
Wow, that's a bold move. No one can follow the trail back to the Prometheus fire or the xenomorph. She's essentially cut off all contact, straining herself to protect both humanity and the xenomorphs.
Exactly. It's a decision born from a deep understanding of the potential for destruction inherent in both species. She recognizes that some secrets are best left buried, that the pursuit of power, no matter how well-intentioned, can lead to devastating consequences.
Alien. Romulus leaves us with a lot to ponder. It's not just a thrill ride, it's a story about the choices we make and the responsibility that comes with great power. What did this deep dive into Alien Romulus reveal to you? What resonated most with you?
For me, it's the reminder that the Alien franchise has always been about more than just monsters in space. It's about exploring the depths of human resilience, our capacity for both good and evil, and the consequences of our actions in a morally complex universe. This latest film is a worthy addition to the canon, leaving us with lingering questions and a sense of awe at the vastness and mystery of the cosmos.
It's been a wild ride exploring the dark corners of Alien. Romulus with you today. And there you have it, folks, our very first deep dive into the world of Alien. Romulus, what'd you think? Be sure to let us know your theories, your questions, and your favorite moments from the movie. Until next time, this is Movies Log, signing off.